First, I'd like to thank you all for allowing me this time to talk to you this afternoon, and I'd like to express my gratitude to you for allowing me the opportunity to run as a candidate for regional president of the Rocky Mountain-Cascade region. When I first heard about Phi Theta Kappa, I had no idea what it was all about. I saw the bulletin board outside one of my co-advisor's offices, and she caught me reading it one day, and I saw all the information about scholarships and opportunity, and I thought, you know, I ought to join this organization just for the financial reward. And I joined the next quarter. Over the next 3 quarters, I made every attempt to attend any meeting that was posted and be active in any of the events that were taking place, but I really had no idea what the scope of the organization was. I had no idea what I got myself into. I was invited to attend the international convention. To be honest, I'm still reeling from the emotion of attending the international convention. One of our co-advisors joked after I returned that I'm like an exuberant puppy, but I've got good reason for being excited. It was at this convention that I learned of the massive impact that our organization has, not only on a community level, but on an international level. This is where I realized that the projects that we do at our chapters in an effort to impact those around us are actually changing lives. It's not just about winning awards. They're cleaning up parks so families have a place to play. They're starting literacy and tutoring programs so children learn how to read and adults learn how to read. They're giving people without hope possibility for a brighter future in their lives. What may feel like an insignificant community project to some of us at the chapter level may actually be providing somebody the opportunity for survival. For the first time in my life, I was really proud to be a part of something. I was proud that my hard work had allowed me to become a part of an organization that was so compassionate. I was thankful that somebody would invite me to take part in an event that allowed me to walk amongst some of the most incredible people that I'll likely ever meet. This is what Phi Theta Kappa is. It's a coming together of some of the most brilliant people, all coming together to provide projects that benefit others. Most would say that becoming a United States Marine was the proudest moment in their life. For me, the International Convention for Phi Theta Kappa was the proudest moment in my life. At the chapter level, we don't always see the impact. We don't always feel this pride from just being a member. I truly believe that as we work together as a region, crossing the boundaries of just a few hundred miles, we can come together and have a much larger impact, truly affecting positive change in the world around us, just as our organization does on the international level. This isn't something that I can accomplish alone. I'll need your help, I'll need your ideas, and in return, I'll give of myself whatever is necessary to help meet the goals that you decide are important to pursue as the Rocky Mountain-Cascade region. This is my promise to you should you decide to give me the opportunity to serve as your next president for the Rocky Mountain-Cascade region.
Okay, thank you. First question, what have you learned about motivating people to contribute their time and talent as volunteers to an organization like Phi Theta Kappa?
I'm still learning that one, to be honest. From a lot of my past, I've worked with Fortune 500 companies in some of the lower leadership roles, and they have a very specific method of leadership that's called the beatings will continue until morale improves. A lot of my other leadership experience comes from my time that I did spend in the Marines, where they really will be physically beating you until the morale improves. So I'm still learning to tailor my leadership experience into motivating people at the level that they need. You have to be able to look at the interpersonal relationships between the members of your team and get people to work as a collaborative effort instead of walking in with a whip and saying, okay, just because I'm motivated, we're going to do it this way, because a lot of people don't respond to that.
And finally, describe for us a leader whom you've known personally and whose leadership abilities you admire, and explain what in your mind it is about that person that makes her or him so effective.
I've been somewhat blessed because I have had a previous career and I've been around a lot of incredible leaders, both supervisors and managers and drill instructors and colonels. But the most impressive leader I've ever had the opportunity to spend time with is my wife's uncle, Robert Emmerich. Uncle Bob was, during his career, a corporate axeman. His job was a consultant. When companies were failing and going bankrupt, these people would call Bob, and Bob would come in and start analyzing these companies to see whether or not he could turn them around and make them profitable. A lot of consultants go into these situations and they talk to the managers, and they talk to the corporate bean counters, and they talk to the finance department, and to the accounts receivable and accounts payable, and they look at reports. And they take those reports at face value and they go back to their company and they say, well, I think this is a good investment because the report says it's a good investment. What made Uncle Bob different from other corporate axemen was he was truly a consultant. When he'd go into these companies, he'd look at the management team and say, I'm not going to spend my time with your managers. I'm not interested in looking at your reports. That's not where you get the feel for what an organization or a company is all about. I'm going to spend my time on the production floor. I'm going to spend my time with the employees that build the products that make your service happen. And it was there that he learned that most of the time the company wasn't failing because the people were bad employees. Most of the time a company was failing because of what he called the airplane and the Cadillac syndrome, where the upper echelons of management were so concerned with having that private jet and having that Cadillac that they had stopped caring about whether or not their production equipment could handle the demands of their production line, or whether their people were empowered to make the changes they needed to make their own job more productive. That is by far, I think, the most important leadership quality, is to be able to interact with the people at the ground level who are working on the front and say, okay, what is it that you need to make what you're doing easier, to make your job more effective?